Thermal Naughty and Nice Acrylic Nailer Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you a thermal naughty and nice design. So this one has underneath all the thermal color, one of them says naughty and one of them says nice. So when they get really nice and warm, all of that thermal stuff gets really clear and you can read what's right underneath. And it's a really, really pretty Old English style font that I used for the writing underneath that. So even if you didn't want to do the thermal stuff, it would be really cute just to do this writing on the nails. It's gorgeous. I hope you guys like it as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well.
So to begin with, I'm going to start with an overlay of a gorgeous silver acrylic. And I know that when you're thinking about this, like, well, after all that thermal stuff is on there, you don't even see the background color. So why don't you just do it white? Because if you flip the nail over, as you could see when I was trying to dip my nails into that warm water, which I was having issues with, but you can see it, especially if you're using a clear nail tip, you can see it on the underside. So that does make a difference if you consider the underside of the nail as much as the top side, which I know my nails the underside gets shown almost as much as the top of my nail when you're doing different things out and about. Then I encased it with a layer of clear acrylic to make sure that it will be nice and strong and to protect that glitter as you are filing it. So now I'm going to be filing it into shape with my E-file, starting out with my coarse bit to remove any bulk and then switching to a finer bit just to get rid of any funky little bumps that may have snuck in there. Then with black paint, I'm going to be adding all of my little words on there. So I started out with a big N shape, and I'm using kind of an Old English style font. There's a lot of different ones for this. I think Luminary is a font that looks a lot like this. Anyways, that's the kind of style of writing I'm doing. So for naughty, like I said, I added the N at the top, at the cuticle area or close to it on the nail, and then I'm writing my letters going down. And the funny thing when you're writing naughty is you have to be very conscious of how big your letters are, because it's a pretty long word, all things considered. And one thing I did to give me a little bit more space is I nested the bottom of the G and the top of the H, since those are two pretty tall letters when you're looking at them. So just kind of curl those together and it gives you so much more space. After you have your word finished, go ahead and apply a layer of gel top coat that has a tacky layer, and then burnish in either green or red thermal powder. I ended up doing 3 layers of this. So you apply the top coat, you burnish in the color, you brush off the extra dust, which most likely there will be. And the one thing to keep in mind with the thermal powder versus like a chrome powder or one of those other ones is that it doesn't go a long way. It's not like chrome powder where you just barely touch the brush and you can do 6 nails. Not the case. This stuff you actually have to be pretty generous with. So just keep that in mind when you're dipping your little applicator in there, that you don't necessarily need to be cautious of getting just a little bit, because you'll end up using whatever it is that you have on there. So then this is my third and final coat, and as you can see, that time I just kind of scooped up a little bit with my applicator and just sort of plopped it down on there. You'll end up using it, so that works out just fine. Then I'm going to apply a layer of gel sealer for my last one. So this one does not have a tacky layer just because I don't need it to. After that's cured, I'm going to be gluing some red rhinestones along the cuticle area just to finish off the nail, because when it's not, when the nail's cold, which for me that would be almost always, you don't really see much. It's just a green nail. So I added some rhinestones to make it a little bit more interesting. So if you're planning on doing that, make sure that when you are painting your word underneath it, that you start the end far enough down on the nail that you have room for those rhinestones where they're not going to cover it up. On the other nail, I'm going to be writing nice, and since nice is a little bit short of a word, I decided to make my letters a little bit bigger. So I have my N, same font, same kind of Old English style, then add my I, a C. This word is so much easier to write, it's so much smaller, and the E, and then apply my layer of top coat that's got the tacky layer. Here is the first layer of burnishing, and this one is obviously going to be red. I did one red and one green. If you guys like this kind of naughty or nice sort of concept, I don't know if this was last year or the year before, all these Christmas designs begin to run together, but I made a little elf where you could turn his head so he would either nod or he'd either say yes or no by nodding or turning his head. So that one is really cute, one of my absolute favorite designs I've ever done. So after you have all of your layers of red thermal powder on, once again I did 3, glue some green rhinestones along the top and right at the tip of the nail. I forgot to say that about the other one. And that is it. I could not get my water to be warm enough for the video, so I wasn't able to get them very clear, but in the pictures you can see that once they're all the way clear, you can very easily read the naughty or the nice. I absolutely love that font anyway, so you could just paint that across your nails and it would look amazing. So I hope you guys like this as much as I do, and please share recreations with me on Facebook or Instagram. I'd love to see them, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!